back Ellen Parker, our leader, to give the next award. This is the Patrick Hughes Award. So Ellen's going to tell you more about Patrick Hughes. We want to say, though, this is someone who really has demonstrated a lifetime commitment to this. So the floor is yours.
Okay. So, the grand finale is the Patrick Hughes Award. First, let me tell you a little bit about who Patrick Hughes was. A lot of you know, but maybe some of you don't know. Patrick Hughes was a Paulist priest who was our founder. He founded the Walk for Hunger. Patrick started the first Walk for Hunger in 1969, and he had 2,000 people. And Patrick died very young. He died when he was 40, but I knew him when I was in CYO at St. Mary's Church. And I remember visiting Patrick Hughes out of Packard, Mass. After he had started the Walk for Hunger. But he would say the greatest gap in the world is the gap between those who have and those who don't have. And that's really what Patrick was about. Patrick was really about bringing people together, creating relationships across divisions, and really understanding that food was something that we share and that was universal. He was a really, really extraordinary man, and I think one of the most extraordinary things about Patrick was his just absolute faith in people. He grew up in Quincy, Mass. He was one of 5 kids. He went to Paulist Seminary. He was a championship hockey player. He was like one of those ice hockey guys, like my cousin, that bang over the head, with a stick, like getting his teeth knocked out in the winter. But Patty was just a tough Irish kid from Quincy, and he just became a remarkable leader and priest. And so when the Walk first started, so Project Bread is actually an organization that started around an event, but when the Walk first started, and we started to give out money, or they started to give out money, they would always say, Project Bread, it's a voice for the hungry, that we hear their voices and then we communicate. There's a dialogue between us. It's not, the hungry aren't here and we're here. The point is that you bring people together across the greatest gap in the world. So we give out the Patrick Hughes Award, I'd say, now and then, because it's a very precious memory for us. Patrick was very real, he was very strong, he was very constant, and he had a view of humanity that continues to inspire us. It actually continues to shape our ideas and make us a very different kind of anti-hunger organization than almost any organization in the country. So while we only give this award now and then, we found someone now who we thought deserved it. So I'm going to say a few words about our recipient and invite her to say a few words herself. So Mary Walling, right here, was at the Paulist Center in 1969, that historic moment when the Walk for Hunger started. And I guess you're among the 2,000 who walked, and actually they misjudged the distance for the first walk. It was actually 24.5 miles. So I'm sure you were really good thing it was all those years ago, because we're really tired. But Mary has been an absolute consistent walker. You've walked for almost 35 years, 34, 35 years, who knows, who's counting, after 30. But we count on her. I mean, she said to me, when I sat down, she said, I'm with my peeps. Well, Mary's one of our peeps. So you're our peeps too. And who could have a better husband than your husband, who's your cheerleader and your friend and supports you and works with Ryan in the Heart and Soul tent, and it's a big family thing. And Mary, I have so much respect for you, and I count on you so much. And when I think of you, I think of all the wonderful things that we know about the Paulist Center, because I go to the Paulist Center too, and the Paulist Center community, and the acceptance and the love and the big reach. And so, Mary, it's just such a privilege for me to give you the Patrick Hughes Award in recognition of everything that you are and everything that you've done. And you're really wonderful, Mary. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Project Red for honoring me with the Patrick Hughes Award. I'm not the one that finishes the walk first. I don't raise the most money. Gabriel's got us all beat there. I'm not the oldest walker out there. And everybody here does a lot for the Walk for Hunger. Anybody who participates in the walk, either by walking or by sponsoring people, really deserves recognition because we're all in it together. So in 1969, I was living on the back side of Beacon Hill, taking my last couple of courses for my degree at BU. And the closest Catholic church for me was the Paulist Center. And that's where Pat Hughes was. And he was also a great banjo player. You didn't mention that at the folk center. But he never seemed to run out of ideas for keeping the parishioners engaged and involved in helping the community. And one of those ideas was the Walk for Hunger. And full disclosure, I didn't actually walk in the very first walk. It was in Quincy, but I made peanut butter sandwiches, hundreds of peanut butter sandwiches in the basement of the center the night before the walk that were passed out to the walkers the next day. So I consider that I've been involved from the beginning. I'm not really sure how many walks I have done. I know of 5 for sure that I missed. Somebody said to me this year, well, you have kids, did you walk when you're pregnant? And I don't think I did. Not for my July baby anyhow, that's for sure. But something that really struck me this year, I met the wife of one of my brand new donors, and she wanted to really find out about what the Walk for Hunger is all about. And I started telling her some of my stories, and sometimes you need a hook to get me off when I start talking about the walk. But I realized that she didn't seem at all impressed that I've been with the walk from the beginning, or that I do finish all 20 miles every year, or that I raise a lot of money. What she said to me was, think of the thousands of people that you've helped over the years, and multiply that by each one of you and by every walker out there who tries to raise something for the walk to help the hungry people in Massachusetts. So as long as there's a need, I'll do what I can for this Walk for Hunger. And Pat Hughes said, hunger doesn't just happen, it's caused. And we can all cause it to be decreased if we just keep taking that one step at a time. Thank you again.
Wind it up for us.
That was a really cool story.
Mary.
Thank you, and congratulations. And your trophy is beautiful. I mean it though, that was a really good story, so thank you for sharing.